Welcome to the Hinckley Institute of Politics. My name is Stephen Lefevre and I will be the host for today's Hinckley Forum. The Hinckley Institute was established in 1965 through the generous request of the Nobel Foundation and Robert H. Hinckley. The Institute is dedicated to teaching students respect for practical politics and citizen involvement in government. The Hinckley Institute offers paid internships to students of all majors here locally, in Washington, D.C., and in 35 countries around the globe. The Hinckley Institute also offers classes, the nation's only campaign management minor, and week-long experiences in Washington, D.C., as well as $300,000 in academic scholarships. We invite students to go next door to visit our website, hinckley.utah.edu, for more information. The title of today's forum is US-Pakistani Relations, and we are pleased to have Ambassador Jalil Abbas Jilani here with us today. Ambassador Jilani assumed his responsibilities as ambassador to Pakistan on January 2, 2014. Prior to his appointment as ambassador of Pakistan to the United States, Ambassador Jilani served as Foreign Secretary of Pakistan from March 2012 to December 2013. He is a career diplomat and has also served as ambassador of Pakistan to Belgium, Luxembourg, and the European Union, and as Pakistan's High Commissioner to Canberra, Australia. Ambassador Jilani holds a bachelor's degree in law and a master's of science in defense and strategic studies. In his professional life, he has specialized in South Asian affairs and remained director of India, Deputy High Commissioner, Acting High Commissioner to New Delhi, and Director General South Asia and SAARC. In 2005, he also served as the government's spokesman on foreign affairs. From 1989 to 1992, Ambassador Jilani served as Deputy Secretary in the Prime Minister's Secretariat. His other overseas assignments included Jeddah, London, and Washington. In his spare time, he plays golf and is an ardent reader. He is married to Shaista Jilani and has 3 sons. I will now ask you to join me in welcoming our guest.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Thank you, Jane. What a wonderful audience I have today to talk about not only Pakistan-US relations, but also I would also give you a flavor of the region and as to what is happening in that important part of the world. First, I thought that I will give you a brief geography of my country. Pakistan, we are a country of 180 million people. We share about 2,900 kilometers long border with India. We share about 2,600 kilometers long border with Afghanistan. We share 1,000 kilometers long border with Iran. And we also share a long border of close to 1,000 kilometers with China. I remember that other day when I was at the George Washington University talking about some issues related to Pakistan, and when I described the geography of Pakistan, I heard a voice, a comment from the backbenchers when they said, "Wow, we don't envy you." So it is an important geostrategic location that we have in Pakistan has. In terms of Pakistan's relationship, I thought that what I'll do is that I'll briefly touch upon Pakistan-US relations. Where are we at this stage? And also I will give you a round of some other important developments which are taking place in our region, India, Afghanistan, and also Pakistan, because these are the kind of relationship which also has kind of somehow linked to our relationship with the United States of America. We have been an ally of the US since 1947. We have been a part of of every alliance that we have had with the U.S., whether it was SEATO or CENTO in the 1950s, or Baghdad Pact again in the 50s, or for that matter, when the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan. At that time, we partnered with the United States of America. We became the frontline state in order to contain the Soviet expansionism and the Soviet invasion. And the partnership that we forged and the trust that we had between our two countries, we were able to defeat Soviet Union, and they were compelled to withdraw from Afghanistan. So that's the kind of partnership that we have had. Currently, we are partnering in our joint fight against extremism and terrorism, which is emerging as a major threat to international peace and stability, besides our own region. In terms of Pakistan-US relations, we have seen, despite this, the alliance that we have had, we also have our highs and lows in this relationship. Before being posted as ambassador of Pakistan to Washington, I was the foreign secretary of Pakistan back home, and I have seen the lowest in the beginning of 2012 when I took over as foreign secretary, and today I am witnessing a high point in our relationship. We have, the kind of relationship, the way it is growing at an impressive pace. And also some of the important developments which have taken place in my own country. For instance, democracy is getting stronger. It is taking strong roots. We have an independent media. We have an independent judiciary. We have a very vibrant civil society. We have a very strong, active participation of women in politics. We have 30% women in our parliaments, both at the national level as well as at the state and provincial levels, parliaments. So that's the kind of democratic polity that is being developed in Pakistan. There are issues. We are, as I mentioned, we are a country of 180 million people. We are a developing country. There are challenges. Challenges relate to poverty. There are challenges which relate to climate change, natural disasters because of the climate change. I think Pakistan is one of those countries which has had its share of these natural disasters. We have had floods, we have had earthquakes, we have issues related to poverty, we have issues related to illiteracy, and also in the past we have had issues related to governance. But the important thing is that at this stage there is a lot of focus on all these issues, whether it is the government or whether it is the media or the members of the civil society. And in our view, the kind of important developments, the kind of silent revolution which is taking place in the country, that would also further solidify this relationship, this US-Pakistan relationship, because US, as I said, that is emerging as a great partner. And it is a partner in support of a strong democracy in the country, a strong economy in the country, and strong the counterterrorism capacity that we are building of our security forces is again something which is a part of this ongoing cooperation that we are having with the US. So with this objective in mind, we have established, we have a very sound strategic dialogue that takes place between our two countries on a regular basis at the level of Secretary Kerry and the Foreign Minister of Pakistan. And also we have established 5 working groups on economy and trade, working group on energy, working group on counterterrorism and law enforcement. Defense cooperation is another working group, and that's an important area of cooperation between Pakistan and the US. And then we have a very active working group on nuclear non-proliferation and strategic stability. I'm sure that you're all aware that Pakistan is a nuclear power, and we share the US perspective on nuclear issues. The U.S. has been a great partner in building building the safety and security of our nuclear assets. These are the kind of areas in which we have a strong cooperation. We have recently, last month, added one more working group, and that working group is on education and science and technology. Education is another area which is advancing in an impressive fashion. We have, at the moment, 150 Pakistani students. They are studying only under the Fulbright scholarship program in the US. They come every year under this program. Besides this, we have a large number of Pakistani students who are studying in various American universities. We have about 12,000 Pakistani students who are studying in various universities, and they're doing very well. So that's the area of cooperation. At the regional level, again, we have very strong convergences between Pakistan and the US. We have partnered with the US in the context of Afghanistan. Afghanistan has, as you're aware, has been in turmoil for the last almost 35 years. This turmoil, instability in Afghanistan has also cast a deep shadow over my country in terms of the spread of gun culture, the drug culture, and also extremism and terrorism that is a legacy that we have inherited because of the situation in Afghanistan that is there. So accordingly, we are making efforts to bring about peace and stability in Afghanistan, because we feel that peace and stability in Afghanistan is of paramount importance for Pakistan. Paramount because Pakistan, a country which was on the road to peace and prosperity and progress, it was pulled down because of this conflict in Afghanistan for the last 35 years. Can you imagine that we have hosted more than 3 million Afghan refugees for the last 35 years since the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, and we continue to provide that hospitality. And this number is growing because of the uncertainties that we face continuing in Afghanistan. So we are now making a good cooperation, US and Pakistan, in terms of Afghanistan. We have jointly worked very hard in order to promote reconciliation in Afghanistan. We are promoting economic development in Pakistan, and also in building the security of the Afghan capacity of the Afghan security forces. So that is again an area in which we are cooperating very, very closely. And then regional connectivity. For instance, in the context of Afghanistan, we want to promote regional connectivity passing through Afghanistan to other Central Asian republics, and which is another area of good cooperation between US and Pakistan. Afghanistan, as you are you aware that in our region there are 3 important transitions took place only recently. One was the political transition in Pakistan last year, when one democratically elected government in Pakistan completed its 5 years term, and then elections were held last year, and the peaceful transfer of power took place to another democratically elected government. In India, in June this year, political transition took place where BJP, this party headed by Mr. Narendra Modi, that won a landslide victory in the Indian elections, and has kind of surprised many people inside and outside of India. Then we are also witnessing a political transition in Afghanistan, because, as you're aware, in Afghanistan elections were held, and then we witnessed the presidential candidates, Mr. Abdullah and Mr. Ashraf Ghani. They were able to forge a compromise, and they agreed to form a government of national unity. So these are some important transitions which took place in our region. What would be the impact of these transitions on the overall U.S. engagement in that region is an important question that I'm sure that would be is being asked by many people around the world. How will the relationship between Pakistan and India or between Pakistan and Afghanistan shape up after these important political transitions which have taken place? Will the election outcome accelerate or further slow down the normalization process between India and Pakistan? I'm sure that most of you who have a background in international relations, politics, and interest in our region, you would be aware that the history of Pakistan